We live in a time of emotional suppression. Do you ever get the sense that most people you're around, they are highly fragile, right? It's like they are portraying this, okay, everything's good, everything's great, joking around, smiling big, laughing. It just comes across as like over the top, right? Because nobody feels that good all the time, right? But when things get, anytime that something gets real or things get a little, you know, there's a difficult situation, maybe somebody is feeling upset, or there's a little bit of an argument or a little bit of a disagreement or something like that. It's like, oh, everybody's just like, oh, everybody's like uncomfortable. I don't know where this sort of emotional like aversion came from. Everybody's so suppressed. Like, it's so clear that everybody's suppressed because once like the you up the pressure, once you just poke them a little bit, once you ask them certain questions, just go up to these people, ask certain questions, right? That's literally all you have to do. Bring up certain subjects. Just bring up difficult subjects, things that most people just don't talk about, things that get a little deeper. Just start to bring up some deeper stuff. Ask them some really like hard questions. Ask them questions about themselves. You'll see that these people, it's like you push them just a little too much and they just shatter. Or they just lock up, just refuse to engage, just like shove it down deeper, deeper. Just you see most men like that around like their wives. It's just like bro, like bro, you're gonna die early because you're just like suppressing all your pain, everything that you want to express. Like, I feel like people don't really express themselves anymore. People can't handle difficult subjects or difficult conversations. That's how you know if somebody's actually like healthy or developed. When you up the pressure, like, this is the thing, like, pressure test people. When you just simply up the pressure, up the heat, most people crumble. And you'll see that like their facade of emotional balance and like their portrayal of, oh, like such great, like they portray as if they're like some Buddha, or like they're so spiritually developed and they're just so blissed out. That whole thing will just come crashing down because they will start to get emotionally very imbalanced. And it often shows itself in in actions, right? Emotional suppression, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It's just channeled, right? So if you suppress your emotions, if you don't express your emotions in a real way, they will find expression through other ways that are often way more unhealthy because they start to like feed into like thought patterns. They start to like feed into sort of beliefs and thought loops about yourself, about others, and that will create certain actions, certain responses, certain patterns of behavior that are often very unhealthy. Like some people might be great, they might be, oh, everything's good, everything's good. I've seen it before. Like everybody just acts like, oh, so great, so awesome. You're at a dinner or something, it's like family or friends, and then the second like politics comes, like just bring up politics. I mean, for goodness sake, politics comes up, okay. People start talking about it, you start to sense like some okay, people are starting to get uncomfortable here. People starting to get a little on edge here. Things aren't as, light. And then somebody just loses it. Inevitably, somebody just loses it. You know, the guy that was hugging, or the woman or a guy that was hugging people and kissing people, and oh yeah, so great to see you. Oh my God, we just went here for vacation. It was amazing. And it's like, same one is just losing their absolute mind, right? Losing their mind. So yeah, and they often, it's very it's a emotional suppression. When emotions actually do get expressed, they're extreme, right? Extreme to the point where it's like, okay, this is just, they start to get destructive, right? Emotional suppression, the longer you suppress something, the more violent its expression is going to be, right? You need to find healthy channels for your emotional expression, and even just express your emotions. There's nothing wrong with this, expressing a negative emotion here and there. Express how you, not only how you feel, but like what you think. A lot of people, they're afraid to express what they think, their opinion, because their opinions and beliefs, you know, there's so much energy behind it, and they don't have like the emotional balance to handle people that disagree, you know? These people are very, it all goes back to like, people are very fragile inside. All you have to do is just up the pressure. Just bring up difficult subjects, bring up real things to talk about, and you will see people often just behave very erratically, very in an imbalanced way. You will see that they don't have as much control, not nearly as much control as they think they do, right? And the patterns of behavior, people can get resentful, they can clam up, they can just stop talking altogether. They can get very rude, very just like aloof. They can completely just not handle it, just leave the room. They might just leave the room and just like, I can't even be here. They might get very, they might say just very like hurtful things, personal attacks. They might have big demonstrations of like shouting and anger and all this stuff. Some people might get very fearful. Some women might start crying. Like, people don't realize that, the difficult subjects, that we could talk about real stuff. All of us could talk about more deep things and like more profound things and like real things more often, and without such like destruction, if people weren't suppressing what they feel all the time, if people weren't suppressing what they thought all the time, if people weren't running away from how they feel all the time, often you'll see like all these people that portray this sort of persona or avatar of everything's great. I love everybody. Everybody's so great. I have such a deep appreciation. I'm so blah, 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 blah. Heavy wine drinkers, probably on a concoction of medications, prescription pills, right? Probably on stimulants in the morning, they smoke cigarettes or they vape or they dip, they smoke weed. They're probably into masturbation or frequent sex as an escape as well. If not porn, porn's big for men, getting bigger for women. So it's like everybody's distracted, right? Everybody's like hopped up on some sort of concoction or substance to get them through to keep them sane. It's like, I want to see you act this way. Like, I want to see you just like, oh, everything's great. Everything's awesome. I feel so great. Get off of everything. How about? Then let's see. Then let's see how well you do for a day. I want to see you get through a day on nothing. 2 days, 3 days. Then we'll start to see what this house is really made of. Is it made of steel or is it made of glass? You know, can you be pressure tested? Are you pressure tested? It's like people are so fragile, and there's such a trepidation, like heavy trepidation versus touching certain subjects, because there's such a lack of confidence within themselves about their ability to conduct themselves in the right way when the pressure builds, right? Can they handle it? And people know it. It's like people people that's why it's like you can't fake energy. Like you can't fake real health, like your real personal health and growth and your core energy built up. You can't fake what you do behind closed doors. It will always expose itself. And it's very clear to people that are working on this. Like if you're a person that like really works on this stuff, that is so entirely sober of all the things that I listed, or you're, working on it, and you have some sort of recognition of this stuff, then this is very easy for you to see. You're going to be in a lot of rooms where you're just like, you're going to feel as if like, I can't even talk or act the way that I normally do because it's going to unsettle this whole room. Because I'm very comfortable with getting deep, right? I'm very comfortable with things that most people aren't comfortable with. Because I have, I'm addressing the imbalances, the emotional disturbances, all the things within myself. I'm actually engaging with them. Other people are escaping them. They're suppressing them. They're not addressing them. And so they just manifest in these uglier forms of, like I said, patterns of behavior, their thoughts, it can just manifest when the pressure builds. They just have huge extreme reactions, right? Extreme reactions. Their reactions are not healthy reactions, right? It's normal to have, it's normal to express yourself. It's normal to express yourself. People, I just think that people need to express themselves, but everybody's so scared of what others will say when they express themselves. They're scared of like being judged. They're scared of what others will think. They're scared of all these things, and they don't even realize that that's like, what others will think of them when they express themselves. That's what's keeping everything suppressed, and it's like you should feel that suppression. Like, most people, you walk around them and it's like they're drinking this, they're smoking that, they're popping this, they're it's like everything's good. It's like, no, everything's good because you're not even here right now. You're just like, you're on this substance, you're on this pill and this pill and this pill, and you're drinking this. Like, that's not reality. Your brain is feeling a certain way. You're feeling good, but you don't even know all the difficult things that you're just burying underneath. You'll notice that people that are real, like they're really dealing with this stuff, they're getting off of everything. They oftentimes don't, they just don't care about showing, like, it's a waste of energy. They just see it as clearly, it's clear as day. It's a waste of energy to just, ah, everything's so great. Because that's not how anybody feels. Maybe like, a few monks in like Tibet, maybe. But even then, like real, like people who are really advanced, like spiritually, like Zen masters, they don't even act like that. It's just a very like, it's very calm, just not even, there's no fake about it. There's no like extravagant, you feel it. You feel that, like, okay, this is too much. This can't be real. This isn't sustainable. Like, I want to, like, these people, they act as if they're acting like that all the time. It's like, why, if I followed you home right now and just followed you, like, it sounds like weird, but nothing weird. If I just followed you and just watched how you acted for all the 24 hours of the day, and then the next day, I bet you this facade drops at a certain point. Big time. Big time. It's not just all this like behind closed doors in private. You're just, oh, look at this flower. Oh, everything's great. Oh, let me read a book. I bet you it's not like that. I bet you it's not like that. I bet you it's, go in the bathroom, smear off your mascara, a tear just falls down your face. Your husband's just like, you're at the husband, you're saying something about like, you're gossiping about some lady that you were out with or some friend that you were out with or what they're doing now. You pop pills, you're just like, I gotta go, gotta go let the dog out. And you're just like, the facade drops, like your energy drops, like that's who you really are. Like that's who you really are. So why don't you just act like that? Why don't you just be honest? I It's like honesty is like threatening. Honesty is so threatening to people. People don't want to like people don't even want to see real ones, like real people that are just like not, they're just like, yeah, this is how I'm feeling. Like I'm just normal. Like I feel, well, do you feel bad? You're not smiling. You're not like, asking me how my day was and, making small talk. Are you okay? You're just like, you're just kind of like straight face. It's like, yeah, no, I feel fine. It's just, this is how I feel. Like, I feel fine. Like, I feel good, but I'm not like over the moon, you know? Like, I know that like that's a waste of energy, you know? Why would I fake something that I don't feel? I'm not over the moon. People aren't just over the moon all the time. People aren't just over the moon when they see strangers. Like seeing strangers and meeting new people doesn't just make me over the moon. I don't even know you. I don't even know you. I don't know what you're about. I don't know what you do. I don't know what your what your personality is like, why would I be over the moon just to meet you? Oh, hi. Yeah, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? Good? Yeah. But God forbid, man. God forbid. God forbid you just, you just act normal out there and express yourself. Express yourself like unapologetically. Oh, you're not supposed to say that. Oh, I can't believe he's saying this. Oh, what are people going to think of him? Oh, pop a pill, drink something. Oh. Are you for real? You're just suppressing all the darkness over there in your little meat suit. You're just express, let it out, free, you know? Say something. Say something real, for God's sake. People nowadays, man. People just have to stop escaping. But nobody wants to feel bad. Nobody wants to feel bad for a second. Everybody just wants to escape how bad they feel, all their difficult emotions, all their difficult thoughts. Just no, 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 no. I'm good. It's like, okay, cool. All right, that's it. That's the video.